YouTube. How are you doing? How are you doing? Tuesday morning, and price is making a few moves, and I know based on feedback previously that whenever price is moving a bit, or people enjoy me being live, and I also enjoy to be live. So as price is a little bit of a move to the upside, I was like, yeah, I have some time, why not go live and see what's up in this local range? Because I also actually wanted to talk a little bit more about my thoughts of this range as explained in the morning update. Of course, in the morning update, I kind of did it shortly with the WXYs and the ABCs and stuff. But I actually like to elaborate on this range a little bit more, which then led to the probabilities that I mentioned at the end of the video. So it was a good moment. Price, little bit of a little bit of a move here. And yeah, I just want to cover this range as well. So that being said, what's up, chat? How you doing? Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you live in the world. Setting it up at the moment. I see. Is it connected? Is it not like standard? Is it a treadmill below your desk like all the time, or do you move it in and out depending on what you want to do, Lucas? Dux Trader, what's up? How you doing? Good to have you here again. Crypto Diablo, welcome. Lama Larek, hi. What's up? Cocktails indeed. Lucas, is your plan for the year to focus more of your time on YouTube instead of the other business? Yes, that is correct. I had a very good meeting yesterday with my business coach, and that is definitely a big conclusion. Yes, where YouTube will be the main focus. It's also what I just enjoy it a lot. It's just my, I don't know, it took over my whole I'm very passionate about everything here. So yeah, absolutely gonna focus more on YouTube and everything on that side compared to the other business, which I will continue speaking. I will continue being a global keynote speaker, but the other business, which was very much startup phase, with courses and parenting, gaming children and stuff, that will go, and the focus will be really on YouTube content, and helping people. So because I just enjoy doing it the most, and I should follow my main enjoyment, I suppose. Good morning from Munich. What's up, Felix? How you doing? Later in the past. Good morning, good morning. Jim, what's up? How you doing? If I'm not using the treadmill, it is under my bed, I see. Yeah, we should go for a run one day. Maybe we should do an obstacle run in Germany or something. I have, like, one of the goals I have this year is actually doing one international OCR, obstacle run, so across the border, not too far away. But like Germany, Belgium, France, somewhere nearby first before I would go to the other side of the world to do an obstacle run. What's up, Manivisius? How are you doing? Hello from Austria. Hello from the Netherlands. Okay, so I actually want to start with this range, and we can always zoom out after and also talk about the medium time frame stuff. But we're going to start talking with this range and the complexity of this range, which is also at the same time incredibly interesting and actually very fascinating, because of how the waves are forming and things are not really adding up nicely just yet. So a lot of patience required, but that makes the chart very interesting. Good morning from Holland. What's up, Nuno? How you doing? Welcome here. Also, good morning from the Netherlands. Good morning from Gouda, to be more specific. Okay, so let's talk about this range, shall we? What's up, Marcus? How you doing? The first ever member on the YouTube channel. Permanent. 20 Esports Center. Yeah, you must be familiar with H20. Dirk and Matthijs. They are the founders and owners of the H20 Esports center there. It was in a previous high school. It's across the sports fields. Yeah, I'm there a couple of times a year usually, so I'm familiar with that particular area at least of Purmerend. Small world. Okay, so in the video this morning, hi, Solana TR possible. At the moment, we focus on Bitcoin first, and we'll see where we get, see what Bitcoin likes to do as well. But earlier today, in the morning update video, I shared this, well, not really scenario, but these scenarios. And these scenarios actually have a very big impact in the direction of this range, pretty much. What's up, Vetena Boteva? Svetena, that's a difficult one to talk or to mention. But you can see the reason that I have multiple of these counts on my chart, and this is my thought process, right? So the moment I look at this, right, and the chart is creating waves here, and what do I see? Okay, I see a potential impulse, a potential flat. I see a three-wave structure. Looks like another three-wave structure, right? Could this be another three-waver? It starts to be very complex. So what I then like to do is get all the scenarios out and just put them on my chart. And then I'm just going to see, does it follow the rules or not? And that's how I then got to the probabilities that I mentioned at the end of the previous video, where I said, well, probabilities here in this range are higher to either continue ranging or look for a new high at the moment. Now let me talk to you about how I got to this probability, right? So we have the blue count, the pink count, the yellow count, and the red count. All corrective structures, right? I left out the rare ones with the W, X, Y, X, Z type of stuff. A, B, C, 5, 3, and then a 5, right? Doesn't matter what B is. This is your low here. We select that as a B. We want a C to the upside. This is literally how I went through my thoughts in the morning. So I put this on my chart and I just check the boxes. If this is a B and we want to see up, we need an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't get an impulse, not at the moment at least, right? Unless this is your 1, 2, and we're working on a 3 now, but then very likely you're going to overshoot the target of wave C, which is also the reason why I mentioned that if we do go up, attention for continuation to the upside, right? We have to be aware of this. So for this wave C, we don't have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside for this blue wave C. Too much overlap. But a diagonal is not a possibility as well, because in a diagonal, we in an ending diagonal want to see a zigzag in 1, zigzag 2, zigzag, 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 right? This is your diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of the waves are a diagonal, or all of the waves are a zigzag in an ending diagonal. But this has a higher probability of being a flat. And because this is a higher probability, this has a higher probability of being a flat, it would invalidate a diagonal in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Unless this is the high of your diagonal and this is your zigzag, but if this is your wave C, right, and then a wave A, B, C, your wave C is so incredibly small, no? So small. From the low to the high of A to the lowest point in this range, toggle on the wave C target area, and you see you're not even close to the 0.618. Right, so that lowers the probabilities that this is a wave C. If we take a fib from the high to the low here, and we put on the expanding flat targets, then these have been respected very nicely for a potential A, B, C. Increases probabilities, this is a flat versus a zigzag, right? So then we have it like a 5-wave move up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we get a flat, but then we get another 3-wave structure as well. But we can't count this a diagonal. It doesn't work at the moment. So lower probabilities for a diagonal. Low probabilities, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because of the overlap, which isn't allowed in an impulse. right? If this is your 4 and this is your 1 and 2 here, doesn't work. Then you have a double 1 2, 1 2 1 2 continuation up. But this looks like a 3-wave structure, not a 5-wave structure on the lower time frames. 1 2 3. You're also ending this move on the highest amount of volume, which increases the probabilities that this is a corrective structure. Because in an impulsive structure, what we prefer to see is a 1 2 3 4 5. Highest volume in wave 3, look for another 4 and then another high in 5 on lower volume. We never got another high in 5 on lower volume. We ended the move on the highest amount of volume, increasing the probabilities. This is a corrective structure, not an impulsive structure, right? So, okay, that is the ABC. So a wave C here doesn't really work at the moment. Then we have the yellow WXY. Zigzag in W, because it has to be a 3-wave structure. Wave W can only be a zigzag or a flat. X can be anything. Y can only be a zigzag, flat, or a triangle. If W is a zigzag, because it's clearly not a flat, right? It's clearly not a flat. For a flat, price had to retrace at least 90% of this move to the upside, which it didn't happen. So the only possibility for a W here is a zigzag. Okay, that makes life easy. Zigzag in W, which means that if we are looking for Y, we can only look for a triangle or a flat, right? If we look for a flat, we have the yellow count. W zigzag. X is whatever, right? Can be any corrective structure, can be some sort of a triangle here or whatever. It doesn't really matter because we need to end with Y being a flat. Which then means in this case, you either have to count an ABC here, but your wave B is very, very deep, right? Compared to your wave A. And we have the same problem if this is a wave C. It's at the moment not a nice 5-wave structure, right? Also, if this is a wave A, B, and C, your C is too long. If you take a fib time from the beginning of A to the end of B and double click, and we didn't yet finish Y, which then is C, right, in an A, B, C, wave C is not allowed to be twice the length of A plus B in a flat, right? That would seriously decrease the probability. So if wave C in a flat structure is twice as long as A plus B, the probabilities of a flat strongly decrease. This is a rule I don't often mention because it's rare that we kind of talk about this. But this is important. It really decreases the probabilities. So therefore, this yellow count has lower probabilities. Of course, you could move X down here as well, and you're going to be looking for a flat in Y, which then needs to be a bigger 3-wave structure, a bigger flat. So you want price to move to the 0.9 minimum. But hey, if you go all the way down here, the lows are very close. High probability you're taking the lows anyway, if that happens. An expanding flat is also most common, no? And potential for continuation to the downside. So I'm not really looking at that because of the general context of the range. And if we're looking for a flat, and this is your low of yellow X, and we look for yellow Y being a flat, you need 3-wave structures. So you need an A, B, C. A needs to be 3 waves, B 3 waves, C an impulse. However, we just figured out that, hey, this looks like a 5-waver, this looks like a 3, okay, but this also looks like a 3. This doesn't look like a 5, 3, 5. So it's not easy for me to count this as an A, look for a B, and then look for a C. It just doesn't carry the greatest probabilities, right? So the yellow count is a bit of a difficulty. So let's remove the blue one and also the yellow one, right? You want to say hi to YouTube? Hello, YouTube. you actually want to say hi? That? You want to say hi? Go quickly drop in. Drop it. There's 52 peeps. Go say hi. Go. Hi everyone, meet Ashley, YouTube, Ashley, YouTube. That's the chat. Let me actually put this on big screen now.
Hi everyone.
There we go.
Wait, which screen do we look at again? This one.
Here is chat. So everyone, this is my fiance, wifey to be on the 9th of March 2024.
I actually feel quite shy, so I'm probably gonna leave.
Ashley is a bit shy. This is her first time on public YouTube, but the second time talking to people.
So my hair's like a mess as well.
But yeah, okay. So here's the chat, so you can see, right? You can see them talking.
Hi everyone.
And this is what they see, right? So they currently see us, like here. Yeah. So don't demask your lady too late.
Well, wishing you all a very good day. I'm gonna go make some nice strong coffee and then get back to work. But nice to meet you. Like nice to meet you guys. But I'm not meeting you guys. But it's really cool. Oh, I'm gonna teach you guys. Sure. I'll teach you guys about trading, about swing trading, day trading. I'm just throwing in some terms that I hear couldn't speak about every now and then. And yeah, I'm sure you'll learn a lot from me. Thanks, guys. You're all very kind. Oh, cute.
Mark.
No, sweet. Sure, okay, I might just stay.
Oh, here.
The
crypto colonial
transgender princess Monica. Is that what's her name?
I don't know.
We don't know. Because isn't she's from South Africa as well. We also have something like that. Cool. Well, good luck, guys. I'm gonna let you get back to it. Have a good day.
There we go. The first public appearance of my fiance, wifey to be. There you go, YouTube. We convinced her. Cool. Okay, let's continue where we left off. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the comments as well. I'll check your comments in a second. Okay, well, that was a little in-betweeny. What's up, Galaxy S20? How you doing? Okay, so with where were we? We were talking about the range. We spoke about the potential ABC. We spoke about the WXY, the yellow count, right? Remove them now from my chart. So we continue with the pink and the red count, basically the two kind of leftovers, right? So pink W, pink X, pink Y. The problem is that you can't have a double zigzag in a very horizontal WXY. Wave X retraced almost 88% of this wave W here. Or did it actually? Quick double check here. I think it just missed out, but that was with wave 1. Standard, yeah. So it missed out on hitting the 886. However, it did hit the 0.7, and for a double zigzag, W, X, Y, also a zigzag, wave X preferably stays above the 0.7 Fibonacci, which clearly it didn't, because it almost moved to the 88. All right. So that lowers the probabilities already for a double zigzag over here. Besides, if we're looking for a double zigzag and we have an A, B, C, and Y, this wave Y again looks very 3-wavy and not 5-wavy, right? So it's a double zigzag that is rare when wave X goes past the 0.7, plus wave Y doesn't look nicely as a zigzag because of the second leg to the upside, which looks more 3-wavy than 5-wavy. So that removes this one. And then we have one on the chart. WXY, zigzag, X, and then a potential triangle. But also here, we encounter an issue. And that is that in a triangle we want zigzags as well. This has to then be your A, B, C, D, E, down, right? So you continue the range in this case. But then this again needs to be a C wave structure in an A, B, C. But again, this also looks 3-wavy and not 5-wavy, right? Look at the move to the upside here. We basically have a bit of a straight line up, sideways, and another straight line. Could we get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I mean, doesn't look nice, right? That's very low time frame stuff as well. So, because it is so difficult to end a corrective structure here, it increases probabilities to continue ranging, potentially a triangle, or take this high. Because we have covered different scenarios in this range, none of them look great to finish the range over here at the moment. We take it step by step, of course. But that's what it does with probabilities. And then locally here, if we're looking for an impulse to the downside, well, we had a potential 1, 2, 1, 2, but as explained in the morning video, your second one is very long, your second two is much longer as well, besides it now being invalidated because we took this high. So we can't have a 1, 2, 1, 2 here for a move down. That means the only option now to the downside is that your wave 1 is here, your wave 2 is here, and you're going to go for wave 3 to the downside. However, this also looks like a 3-wave structure, not an impulsive structure. It looks corrective. So either we then have to think about a diagonal, right? Either a diagonal structure, but it's too early to call a diagonal. We don't have enough information for a diagonal at the moment, because usually I only like to look at a diagonal after wave 4 is in. We're not even really done with wave 2. You know, we first need to see this. So, and this is a zigzag, so we then also need a zigzag in 2, in 3, in 4, and then eventually in 5, right? Higher probability this is a 3-waver, which means all of these have to be 3-wavers. A, B, C, correction, yeah, you need another one. So a diagonal is too early to call at the moment. But that again, a 3-wave structure down increases the probabilities to take the high, if not a diagonal. But it's too early to call a diagonal. So this all, as you can see, increases probabilities to either continue ranging in this area or take the high. And if it takes the high, what we then have to be aware of is the potential of continuation. Because we know, based on the analysis, that at the moment with what we have here, a potential C or Y has a lower probability. Doesn't look nice. We know the resistance above price, 43525. We know where it's at, right? We have a bit of resistance here as well, the white box around 44K. But above that, it's basically a gap, right? Nothingness here. And if we go to the daily, you can see it's also a daily gap. So if I remove this and this and do this, then you can see we have a gap here. Now what happens with gaps, and this is a nice daily gap, candle, candle low, first little candle here, candle high. Now what has happened here, and this is typical for gaps as well, is price likes to retest a gap after a move. That's what we did over here yesterday. We wicked the highs, tested this gap for the first time and rejected. If price comes back up here again, moves back into this area, and especially when it closes a candle in here, it does increase the probabilities to move to the upside of the gap. And the upside of the gap is 45,555 on my Coinbase chart. And a little bit higher, I have my resistance box here, 45.9, 46.7K. So that is also why I have a couple of alarms on the right side, because this is going to be very interesting if price can hit it. So, no. But we are not there yet. We are still stuck inside this range. So either continue ranging or looking for the high here. And I thought it was interesting to go live because we had a little bit of movement. I had some time to explain my thoughts a bit more about this range. And what I do agree with is what Pistachio does as well, is just pull a FIB or a volume profile and go into range trading mode, for example. When things also become unclear locally, the best thing that you can do is zoom out, not zoom in. This is something that I've done in the past a lot, or that was a mistake, I should say, that I've done in the past many times, is if I didn't really know what was going on locally, I quickly refresh my browser, save everything, so that the trading view is quick again. But a mistake I made in the past when I started with Elliott Waves is that when I didn't really understand what was going on, I would zoom in. I would go from the 4 to the 1 to the 15 to the 5 to the 3, and then eventually I was counting 1 minute stuff. But it didn't make it better. If you don't know what's going on locally, the best thing to do is to be patient, zoom out, and just wait. Because eventually price will show its hand, it will show what direction it wants to go, and based on the breakout of this range eventually, because eventually we're going to go up or down, right? Based on the breakout, we can start counting stuff again. Now, when we zoom out, as long as price has not hit the 0.618, where is it? At 44.4k here, and the 0.618 at 44.8k, probabilities remain higher to take the lows here because of then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 0.618 invalidates a wave 4 if the low is not taken. So if the low is not taken and price moves to 44.4, 44.9, we're going to look for this move down being an ABC, and we're going to be looking for price to take this high sooner or later as the probabilities increase of a 3-wave structure. Arguably, if we do move up that far, you could have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that would then be an alternative situation, right? It depends on the move you then get to the upside. So simple as that, right? Takes a bit more patience. So the 0.618 is important, 44.4, 44.9. And if price takes this low, then the probabilities increase for a 5-wave structure to the downside. But if this becomes a 5-wave move, we then have to identify this as a wave C, A, or 1. And this is important for the medium time frame scenarios. Because in a wave C, if we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is a C, we expect new highs and then a flat. A, B, C, new highs to come in a wave 5. If this becomes a wave A or 1, then we expect a corrective structure up and continuation. So if after this move, if we get a 5-wave structure, if the low here is taken and we get a corrective structure to the upside, we're going to be looking for new lows to be made, lower than the low that we're going to make here. If we get an impulsive structure to the upside, right, we're going to be looking for the high. So that means that the moment this low is taken, before hitting the 618, the probabilities do increase, or the probabilities become like 50-50 almost. One thing that would still increase probabilities to take the high on the medium time frame is that you can only end a bigger wave 5 here with an ending diagonal, which is either this one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is an expanding diagonal, which is very rare, especially on the higher time frames. Or this expanding diagonal is pulled more locally here. But in both cases, it's an expanding diagonal. And an expanding diagonal in a wave 5 to end an impulse is very, very rare, never preferred unless all the other stuff fails. And therefore, if we do get an impulse down, the probabilities for it to be a wave C are a little bit higher than an A or a 1. But really, it very much depends on then the move you get to the upside. Is it impulsive or is it corrective? And based on the structure we get, that's when we know what's up, right? So this is something that is important, which is connected to the result of this range. But that would mean a move to the downside, and as just explained, it's very difficult to have this as the end of a potential 4 and a move down in 5, right? So the probabilities, therefore, as explained, would be higher to continue ranging or take the high. But if we take the high, we've got to be aware of continuation. So, yeah. Where is a couple of, so we tested the current weekly point of control. Still got that daily naked point of control above as well. Volume profile. We're pretty much in the middle of the range. So, yeah. This is why the breakout of this range is actually quite important for the medium time frame scenarios as well, right? So let's see what price does here for a bit. Got my alarms above, got one alarm below as well, as you can see over here. When we look at these CVD divergences, we have bearish CVD divergences and bullish CVD divergences. So that's always interesting. So over here, these ones already played out. High, low in price, lower, low CVD. Higher, low in price. Wait here. Higher, low in price, lower, low in the CVD. Also here, by the way, but on blue. And here again. Where was it? Oh no, yeah. Lower high on price, higher high on blue, bearish. Now also lower high on price, higher high on yellow, bearish. And the local bullish ones already played out. So there's bearish CVD divergences building here, which of course is interesting for a bit of a move to the downside, and then we'll wait and see. Now the fact that this low has a lower probability of being a wave 2, that's what that's actually what I wanted to go to with my zooming out story. So the moment you don't really know, zoom out, we know that this low over here has a lower probability of being a wave 2 compared to a wave B or a wave X. Reason is, this range is so incredibly long. It doesn't invalidate a wave 2. It's just a probabilities game, no? So if this is your 1, this needs to be your 2. Then you have another 1, another 2. You want to see a move to the upside, which then results in this scenario, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, up. But this wave 2, very deep, almost hit the 886. Not on my chart. It did on some other charts, and on one chart it actually took the low on Femex. Lowers the probabilities of a move up being impulsive, right? Increasing the probabilities to take the double bottom at a given moment. Now, if that happens, and we haven't hit the 618 over here at 44.9, but we do take the low first, potential 5-wave impulsive structure to the downside, which then opens the door to medium time frame bearish scenarios as well. Wave 2 is 27 times longer than wave 1, lowers the probabilities, right? 886 touched on some charts, lowers the probabilities. On one chart the low is taken, lowers the probabilities of this being a 2, increases the probabilities of this being an X or a wave Y, increasing the probabilities of the move up being a corrective structure as well. It's just difficult to end the corrective structure here. So that's why I mentioned either look for a continuation of the range and then we reassess the probabilities at a later stage, or take the high and then observe what happens. Locally, I think we hit the 786 fib now. Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, good stuff. Let's put the volume profile on the chart and do a little bit of chatting, shall we? Okay, let's see what's up. So you can also see the range probabilities, by the way, are a little bit different than the low time frame probabilities, like the range probabilities, the count of the range versus the low that is made here. Of course, you can continue ranging or take the high and then later come back down to take the lows as well. Let me actually put these CVD divergences on here as well, because now we have this small one already played out. Now we got this one. Boop. And we still got the bullish one here as well. So, yep. So a lot of patience necessary in this range. but it doesn't, you know, yeah, we'll everything explain. Let me write Elliott Wave analysis at start. Now chatting and Q&A. While we keep an eye on price action together, no? I send this, you know what to do, bump it. It's annoying, I can't like right click it, or because of the emotes here, I can't click on my own dots. Sometimes when I write it as well, I can't even pin it. So if you can just say hi, I can get the, look, you have 3 dots here. But because of this hard stuff, which I very much would love YouTube to remove, because I'm not going to use it for my own stream, you know what I mean? Yeah. Ooh. Lucas, you're watching Twitch, mate. Oh, I don't have the dots yet, so what I got to do is quickly restore chat here and then reopen chat. Got it. There we go. So yeah, let's see what's up, right? Continuation of the range, or looking for the highs. And if we continue the range here, we got some bearish CVD. The target would be this low, by the way. The target of the bullish CVD is the high. So you can see a lot of different things are countering one another now, right? High and low with CVD here. We got a 3-wave structure to the downside, either looking for a diagonal or it's a corrective structure, and we're going to be looking for the high as well. So that is why, yeah, continuation of the range, or we're looking for the high. But if we take the high, we got to be aware of potential continuation just in case. But then on the low time frame, when you zoom out a bit, this low has a higher probability of being a B or an X, increasing probabilities to take the double bottom sooner or later as well. Especially because Femex already took that low. So depends, I suppose, on what time frame you're active. But there's a couple of Elliott Wave scenarios that have their probabilities against one another. Makes it quite difficult. Blue line. Ah, yeah. Good one, Bruno. Yeah, shows some bullish CVD now here as well. So you do want to, of course, see a little bit of proof of support locally as well. So yeah, that has potential. So you're talking about this one here. Yep, that's a good one. We have the bearish one though, and then the bullish one coming here. So got to remain patient. But it just, look, from an Elliott Wave perspective, and I've been cracking my brain on this range this morning, as well as last night, by the way, after the video, after the live stream last night. I sat in front of the chart, and I just focused on this range. And what I tried to do is finish the range here. I tried to come up with scenarios that would finish the range at that high. I couldn't. And that's mentioned in the analysis earlier with the ABCs, WXYs. The only thing would be a bigger triangle, but then you just continue the range before breaking down. So that is why the probabilities are there. Continue the range or take the high. If we continue the range, we reassess probabilities. And if we would fall to the downside, this is going to be a very interesting range to look back on, because the zoomed out probabilities are higher to take the double bottom as long as the 618 at 44.4, 44.9 is not hit. If that one is hit, probabilities change on the higher time frames as well. But locally, counting the range, which includes the low, but counting the structure here, right, it's, yeah, unless we have a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go back up in a 2 and then a 3 down, but it's too early to call. It's difficult to end the corrective structure here. That's a nice drawing. So yeah, We continue to observe. Could it be a truncated 5? Yes, but a truncated 5 is very rare and therefore never preferred. I have rarely ever seen a truncated 5. Another problem with this 5 to the downside, by the way, if we talk about this move being a truncated 5, right? Not taking the low of your 3, is the structure of this move. So if you want to count this as an impulse to the downside, then somewhere here your 4 needs to end, either here or here. But clearly you don't have large wave 4s. So if this is your high and you have a 1, 2, 3, then this is a very short 4 or 5. So okay, let's imagine that's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to encounter one specific problem which I mentioned a couple of videos ago when I covered this scenario. The 618 taken from the high of 2 to the low of 3. The retracement hit the golden pocket. Invalidation for a wave 4, right? We don't want to see that. But if I change 3 to here and 4 to here, we encounter, besides this also hitting the 618, we encounter another problem, which is overlap between 1 and 4, which then means diagonal, right? Doesn't look like a nice diagonal though. However, in a diagonal, wave 4 is allowed to go to the golden pocket, because you actually want overlap between wave 1 and wave 4. So then you have your 1, 2, your 3. This has to be your 4 somewhat, right? Long 2, very short 4. So maybe rule of alternation, but it's definitely not ideal, right? Such a short 4 with this 2 here. And then you're going to be looking for your 5 to the downside. So all of the waves have to be zigzags here because of this being your fifth wave structure. It's a 3-wave move, which is also a challenge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looks like a 5. This looks like a 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arguably this is a 5-waver. So besides a truncated scenario being very rare, it's actually difficult as well to count this as an impulse with the 618 touches or potentially a diagonal, but the diagonal doesn't look great, of course, as well. But it's a good idea. Yes. Let me quickly have a look upstairs here. Upstairs. Scroll up a little bit. Where were we? We were here. Marcus, that was it. Ah, here, yes. I answered that one. Botana, 3 p.m. in India. It is currently 11 a.m. in the Netherlands. So, India, I've never been to India. Earthman, hello, what's up? Name, how you doing? Later in the past, yeah. So, my fiance Ashley, which of course you can't know, but her name is written with double E at the end. So it's very common for Ashley to be with a Y, but hers is Ashley with double E at the end. But yeah, my fiance popping in the live stream for the first time, saying hi to you lot. Thanks for the kindness, guys. Appreciate it. I'm pretty sure she does as well. she's shy. It will go over in time. I'm just gonna put her in front of the live stream more often, right? But yeah, don't demask. Yeah, too late. It happened. Everyone knows now. When you see a walking somewhere, you're gonna be like, "Hey, Koen's fiance." Dunk. Thanks, Mark. You can see the happiness in you. Best to you. Thanks, Earthman. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, so we're going to marry on the 9th of March in South Africa. She is from Cape Town. And we got a beautiful, beautiful location. So, man, we got the mountains behind us and we got a full view of the ocean in front of us. Yeah, I look forward to it. Galaxy S20, what's up? Pistachio. When it's sideways like this, I just draw a volume profile and let the price, action, and target box confidence dictate. Counting this as a... Yeah, it is. especially if you want to sculpt Elliott waves, which by any means is already a challenge by itself. Fully agree that the moment a range becomes very complex, it's much easier to wait for a bit of a break, or like you say, have a volume profile on the chart and just go into like either range trading, like a different trading mode, I suppose. I like to pull my volume profiles from the previous little order block type of thing, right? So not too happy that the value area high is so high though. We haven't hit it. It's close to the daily naked point of control, but yeah, we can keep this. We can keep it on the chart. But I agree. My signal is flashing to sell. Created it myself. Nice. You made your own indicator. That's impressive. You like name? Do you do coding? QZ World. I'm doing very good. Thank you. How are you? How are you? It's a sunny day in the Netherlands. It's funny because the rooftops are actually white, right? Our rooftop as well. But it's a sunny morning. I'm already in Coinbase and MicroStrategy. Well, your name is Michael Saylor, so you should be, you know, in MicroStrategy, that is. No, but if that's part of your plan and you trade those, then of course that's brilliant, no? Atreus, what's up? How long have you been trading Elliott waves? I started learning Elliott waves in February 2021. So that's where my career started pretty much. And then trading Elliott waves, and of course first you have to study it, then you implement it, eventually you try trading it. But I noticed that I needed more than just Elliott waves. So that's why I used many different tools, which eventually I put into a plan, which is my personal developed trading plan that I trade. So I don't trade Elliott waves as just Elliott waves as it is, but I do incorporate Elliott wave stuff in how I trade, yes. But I need more than just Elliott waves by itself, because sometimes Elliott waves can give a very, very big zone of, like a reversal zone. I think the biggest one I have at the moment would be not that one. Where's the... Oh wait, did I remove the ABC? Where is it? No. Where is it? Do I have it? I think I removed it because it didn't matter anymore. Yeah. So I had the ABC, it's in a previous video, right? ABC, and then your wave C target area was literally like 40.6 or something, all the way down to wherever. So that's a very big area, around like 37K. So it's a big area. So what I then like to do is be more specific. Because else you're going to have, if you're looking for potential long, right? This is not financial advice by any means, but just as an example, if you have a very big target area for like a returnal zone, yeah, you can enter at the high of the zone and put the stop loss at the bottom, but your risk to reward is going to be shit. Unless it's going to be the best trade of your life and we go to all-time highs and that sort of stuff, or 55K, which it might be. But by all means, I want a lower time frame, more accurate entry with a strategy that incorporates more rules as well, that I like literal check boxes. Like if I see this, and this, I enter, and not just Elliott waves by itself, like pure and natural, I suppose. Gift incoming to you after some time. I look forward to the gift. I don't know what I can expect, but Dux Trader, I appreciate it upfront. We've been chatting this morning shortly on Telegram as well, my man here. So just Dux told me that the last time he was live here, which was yesterday, and he spoke in the chat, it was the first time he spoke to someone from another country. Oh, that's nice. And now he's back again. Bruno, what's up? Lucas, ooh. What's up, Simeon? Luki Gupta, what's up? Look at the blue CVD line. Yeah, thank you one more time. Have a wonderful day. Pleasure, Avon Mooville. I always like seeing you using the different color hearts as well. I like colors. You know, I got lights around my desk as well, LEDs that I could put on many different colors. So when I'm working, orange, green tends to be the color that I use the most, by far. Broncos, how you doing? Buenos dias. Gracias, it's a pleasure. Place, I believe it is. Ben and Chunk, logo linear chart. I've lost good entries built for being on linear chart and vice versa. So so there's two answers here. On Bitcoin, I use linear chart below the daily. I use log chart above the daily, and the daily is a mix of both at times. When you go to altcoins and you have coins that have pumped hundreds of %, I always use logarithmic chart because I can't. Let's see if I have an example somewhere. I mean, maybe just so. Like the problem with alts is it goes up hundreds of % or even thousands sometimes, which makes it therefore a better chart on the logarithmic scale because it corrects the chart for like percentage. So 1% here on the log chart is the same movement in length here as it is up here. But on the linear chart, 1% down here is a lot less than 1% up here, because here you're at $20, so 1% is a lot lower than 1% of $100. So the moves are very stretched, while logarithmic chart corrects for the percentage, the big difference in price basically. So here 1% is the same as 1% pretty much, right? So that's why on higher volatile coins I use logarithmic, but on Bitcoin below the daily linear chart, above the daily logarithmic chart, because the higher time frame you go, the more reason to use logarithmic chart. And the daily can be at times a mix of both. Depends a little bit on depends on what price does, I suppose. I have sell side bias for BTC. Send it a screenshot to you on Telegram. Can I open this? How do I do this? Copy, delete, save, view all photos. Save, delete, forward, copy. I mean, I guess I can just copy it on the chart. Huh? Fair value gap. So I see a little bit of ICT in here. We have the highs, change of trend, move down 50%. So in that case, if from an Elliott Wave perspective, if price would move up, fills the gap, right? We got a gap here. So you have two fair value gaps on the daily. We have one big gap here, of course. So if price would fill the gap and then return, we're going to be looking for potential WXY, double zigzag potential basically. But yeah, the gaps are always interesting to keep an eye on. Absolutely. That's also why I spoke about the gap earlier, right, on the daily here that we have. Maybe I just put it on the chart actually, so we know where it is. Oh. There we go. Beauty. 42.5k in the next 2-3 hours. 42.5. It's not too far away. We have both bearish and the bullish CVD here as well. So yeah, it's interesting to see what happens. No, it has potential at least. 42.5. I see it like an expanding ascending triangle, and at price 43,300 and at wave C of ABCDE. The letters ABCD are indeed used for a triangle, but an expanding ascending triangle. Oh, I probably need a screenshot for that, but you're talking about the higher time frame probably. Expanding ascending, so probably you're talking about this here. And at price 43,300 ended wave C 43. Wait, you're talking locally. Wait, it's local. Ended wave C. This is your C. I see. That was not on purpose. So if that is your C, right? If we talk about a triangle, it has to be an expanding one because your C is above the high of A, right? If you look for an A, B, C, D, E, C is above A, meaning contracting diagonal is invalidated. You can only have an expanding contracting triangle is invalidated. You can only have an expanding one. Sometimes they also say you can have a barrier triangle where there's sometimes a bit of a question if wave C is allowed to take the high of A in a barrier triangle, which is a triangle like this, right? They call it a barrier triangle or ascending triangle. However, the official rules state that you can't. The moment you take the high of A, it becomes expanding, but an expanding triangle is rare. So it lowers the probabilities, which is the reason I haven't looked into the expanding structure. But it's good to see that some of you, like yourself, do. Because, of course, it is still something to keep in mind. Yes. What's up, Kuzaima? Ashley, tomato. I know. Details. When you meet her next time, you can actually write her name correctly. Abdul Karam Abunaji, how are you, Kun? I'm doing very well, thank you. How are yourself? How are you doing? Bruno 43425 is the close of CME last Friday, which is very near. Yes, the naked. Let me actually put that one on the chart as well. It remains a important level. Boop. It's pretty much just range trading. Yeah. Most of the time Bitcoin is ranging. Building a solid strategy around a range can be a very good idea. Pleasure later in the past. Appreciate you being live this much. Appreciated, Kunz, you being live this much, informing everyone in these volatile times. I mean, first of all, thanks. Yeah, and I like volatile times because we have stuff to talk about. At the moment, of course, price is not volatile at all. We are just going sideways. But it would be nice to see something happening today. Let's look at the news as well, by the way. What's happening this week? Because I opened it, but I saw only yellow and orange, so I didn't pay any attention. Is there something I need to know that's important here? Because nothing is red. The moment there's a red flag, it's important to me. But all of this is, I don't really pay attention to it. And I don't know what all of this is. I just look for the color flags. Let's see what happens next week. Wow, nothing again next week? Is January going to be such a quiet month? And then in Feb, 31st, and the 2nd, that's when we have some high impact news, the red flags. But that's in 2 weeks. What's the status with the ETF? Like we recently got that like ETF thingy when price was up here, right? So of course it's paused and that sort of stuff. That was at least what I heard. Are we expecting any more volatility regarding the news on that front, or? Because during the announcement we were live here, and we were live and nothing happened, and then price moved up here, which was nice, and then we dumped, which was nice. Is my target box still there? Yes. Straight into the monthly naked point of control. Beauty. But I wonder if there's going to be any more reason for people to get greedy because of the ETF. The indicator is created based on the universal laws, some that we even don't know yet. Jeez, you're like a scientist. Einstein 2.0 here. Universe laws. The law of gravity in trading. Maybe Fibonacci 618 stuff, right? I guess that's also a law in some way. Pleasure Dutch. Name. And yes, I'm the one who made more than 3,000% in the last month. I know. You wrote that earlier one day, no? In a live stream. It was a relatively small, was it 50 to 3K, $50 to 3K, or some smaller amount to a big amount? So did you all sell? Did you sell your hodls, your stock? What's up, Lauren? Sand a joke. Hi, Koons. Just found out about your channel and I watched the latest videos. Question: do you integrate RSI to determine third 5th wave in your Elliott Wave analysis as well? I don't actually. I know it's common, but for me there's a reason why I don't like to use the RSI, and I prefer using CVD. So CVD is market orders. It shows what's actually happening in the market. So the line moving up means that in that particular candle, there's more buyers than sellers. The line moving down is more sellers than buyers. You can see absorption on CVD as well. I prefer CVD because it shows what's happening now. It's not a momentum indicator. It is an indicator, quote unquote, because it actually shows you what is happening in the market with regards to the buyers and the sellers and the balance between the two at different points on the chart. While with RSI, which is of course a momentum indicator, it is correct. You want to see a divergence between the 3rd and the 5th wave. However, when I, in the past, checked RSI, and of course I played around with it, what I noticed is you can have a lot of wave 4 and 5s before a move is finished at times, especially the bigger moves. And it can be difficult to trade with RSI, while CVD, we have very clear bullish or bearish CVD divergences, very clear invalidation as well for these. And of course with an impulse, 1, 2, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, wait, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, correction. So what CVD shows is bullish CVDs here, and then we want to see bearish CVDs here. Now with the RSI, and of course throughout the move you can also have bullish and bearish CVDs, right? But you have a very clear, it's just live market action. It's not a momentum indicator, which for me is not, I don't like a momentum indicator, but that's personal preference. And I know other YouTubers as well that use RSI, MACD, EMAs, you can use anything. But with the RSI, you're going to get a divergence here, another one here, another one here, and if there's more 4-5s, you're going to get more and more and more. So when is the actual move? While when there are bigger pivot points on a chart and bigger reversals, CVD will show a great indication of a potential bigger reversal. and CVD shows absorption as well. So with CVD, you can see what bigger players are doing. With RSI, you only see momentum, but with CVD, you can actually see what the big positions in the market are doing at certain price levels, because it's live information. So you can see absorption, exhaustion as well, but I focus on absorption with CVD because it's also the best trading wise. And CVD gives me a much better idea of what price likes to do than RSI. So that's a personal preference, but I don't use MACD or RSI, but I know many people do, maybe yourself as well. So, and it's a good indicator as well, right? You can easily use RSI and be very, very successful with it, but it doesn't really suit my style of trading, because I want to see what the bigger players do, and I miss that information with RSI, but I get that info with CVD. So yeah, late to the party. What's up, Errol Suleiman? Never too late. Can you show how you identify the bearish and bullish CVD divergence that you have on the chart? Lower high on price, higher high on blue here. That's actually this one. And on yellow here, right? Lower high price, higher high CVD. Higher low price, right? Lower low on yellow. Bullish. Bearish, bearish, bullish. We had a bit of bullish CVD here, which already played out, which was on blue. Higher low in price. We had a lower low on the blue line here actually. So higher low in price, lower low on blue, played out, price took the high. And now we wait. So we got, of course, the bearish CVDs here. And the bullish ones have been building in the range as well. So we just remain patient. The moment you get two CVD divergences in both directions, it's just smart to wait and see what happens, unless you have a certain amount of experience where the one is a higher probability than the other. But generally, the recommendation would be to just be patient. If you want to know more about CVD, first of all, there's a video on my channel. But second, welcome, good to know channel. Here's the website, charts.aggr.trade. This is your one pager that you can use. So you see like I have some examples on how to trade it. Of course, it's in context with other confluences and stuff, right? But this is how CVD can be very effective. What I do not recommend, which is very many false positives. And then the video here, click here to know more. And then here's my template. So you can also just download the template that I use myself. Maybe some price action today. Yesterday, New York was closed. Yeah, I heard. So today could be volatile. Would be nice to see a break of the range, no? Market structure plus Fibonacci golden pocket is my edge. It's good edge, Fibs, why not? And market structure depends on what you read in market structure, but yeah, it's good using the market itself. Yeah. 300 to 10K. Holy moly. That's a nice one. That's big percentage gains indeed. If it works, it works. Got to stick with it, man. Now make the 10K and do another 3,000%. Yo, Matty B. Hi all, driving and listening. Hello from Saudi. Matty, I actually don't know if you missed it, but I was in Saudi Arabia a couple of weeks ago. About a month ago, I was in Saudi Arabia. I was in Riyadh for a week. But good luck driving. Focus on the road. Koen, if you look at the point of control of impulsive move from 46 to 41, it's exactly 43,350 where pick of current range established. 46 to 41.5. So I guess that's here. Wait, what was the comment? To 41.5. Is exactly 43,350 where pick of current range established. to 41.5. Or you mean this? Let's see if it... So this one, your point of control here. That would be correct. That's also the daily point of control of that day, as well as the move to the downside. That is, yes. I'm not a scientist, but I lived enough to see that everything is connected. There's always a reason, no? There's always a reason. It's all flow. It's all connected. What it makes me think of a series. Ashley? Huh? Manifest. Yes, exactly. Thanks, Ash. The series Manifest on Netflix. They constantly talk about it's all connected. Saint Joke, thanks for elaborating and pointing out this evening. I'm aware of the multiple divergences on higher time frames when there are multiple. What about MACD crossings on a 3-day weekly time frame? So I don't know, even when I last opened the MACD, so it's a bit difficult to really answer your question. However, what I would recommend as well, Saint Joe, is check out Green Star Trading on YouTube. He tends to do very high time frame stuff, and he uses RSI, MACD, and some other tools that I think you will find interesting as well. So I can recommend checking out his content. He is very much involved with the higher time frames, weekly, daily, and then he tends to zoom in, but not as sharp as I tend to do. He uploads less, but of course he's involved on the higher time frames. I think he has a kid now as well, or something going on. So he said he was a bit more inactive. But on the higher time frames, the higher time frame you go, generally, the better those type of indicators work, right? On a 1 minute, you will see a lot of false positives. But if you go up in time frame, you will start to see relationships, especially if you go to a weekly or monthly time frame and you take the index chart. We can actually have a look. So for me, it's very long ago since I've even checked MACD. But for the fun and giggles, let's actually have a look. So I don't even have it in my standard list of indicators, so I need to look for, I guess, yeah. Oh, let's have a look here. This is the monthly chart, index chart. Okay, so it is a bit lower. Okay, so we have lower highs, lower lows as well. So generally RSI is moving to the downside. Of course, with each new lower low, we eventually turn back into a bullish environment here. But yeah, I don't use RSI really, so at all. So probably other people are more experienced here. Then we have a bump up, correction, continuation. We never really got a bigger correction here. Pretty much every time price hit the 49 level, 50 level, the midline of RSI, we started to get close to the bottom of the bear market. I mean, close. Still a big, probably like 50% move down here, but eventually the returns up are of course much higher. But we are spending longer, like more and more time down here. With the MACD, yeah, a little bit of a fake out with the MACD here. Oh, let's get rid of the RSI. Wait, I have no idea what I did, but somehow it's... Why is my MACD indicator now? So I'm such a noob with this stuff, eh? Okay, we redo it. That's why I don't... no, I don't use the MACD because it's not relevant for my trading plan. But it's fun to check it out with you guys. So if we now have this, I just want to zoom in. Okay, so we started green, red, green, bull market, red, green. What's this little red blip here? What happened at that moment? Okay, that was the little fake out green, turned red, COVID dump, back up. That was the first time we went green on the monthly and turned back red before the bigger push. Would be quite amusing to see green go back to red before continuation. Would be something, no? So we started off just green, red, little green, red, big green. Weakness? Question mark, right? Like, is there some sort of relationship? Could be interesting, no? Because now we turn green, and yeah, this green is higher than here, but you know, potentially back red and up could be quite interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's of course momentum indicator, but yeah, low here it starts to turn around, becomes light, momentum decreasing. Turned green at the high. You always love to see it. It turned green here, after which you had a 13% move down, but eventually up. So yeah, I'm not too experienced with MACD, and that's where other channels will undoubtedly be a bit better, because I don't use it in my trading. The last time I checked out MACD and RSI is very long ago, very long. I tend to really niche down and never look at stuff I don't really use, but it's very interesting to sometimes keep an eye on. But I would then check out Green Star Trading. Yeah. Could you please pull a fixed range from 11th September until now? We are above the value area. If we enter and be accept below value area, do you believe in rotation? 11th of September. Well, that's a bigger one. That's this one. Clean the chart. So yes, we are in this range, still incredibly well respected range as well, right? Value area high at 44.4k, which is also the 618. Interesting. So we have the point of control above us, 43.6, which is pretty much around the daily naked point of control that we have here. And I mean, look, there's, what was the question? Rotation. If we go, Papa, could you, if we enter and be accepted below the value area high, we are above the value, we are below the value area high. We are above the value area low. If we enter and be accepted below the value area high, that would be here, but we are not above the value area high from the 11th of September, which is pretty much the beginning of the range. Your value area high is going to be up here. But generally, if you know, once Bitcoin starts ranging, trade the range until it breaks. But that's no financial advice. You still need a plan and a strategy to cope with the movements. You would probably, you know, get stopped here maybe, but the moment price goes back in, entry, exit, entry, exit, entry, take profit 1 point of control, stop loss break even, stopped out on the rest, right? So up, then price moves, nothing happening, coming back in, little retest, enter, exit, enter, take profit 1 point of control. You know what I mean? Is it up down, up down, up down? But you still need a plan. Oh, the 11th of September. Oops. Wait, I see. Sorry. Good point. So, oh no, for me that's too big. You look, you can pull many volume profiles on the chart, but the volume profile is best used in a range trading environment, not an impulsive environment. So it's look, because you went below the value area high, below the value area high, below the value area high, below, but each time. So the value areas, like volume profile, is best used in a range environment, not a impulsive environment. So you can pull, like you can pull them here, right? You just pull them in the ranges, and that is where it's interesting. On the lower time frames, you can pull here as well, right? So the ranges, that is where volume profile is important, by the way, on top of the point of control, and off we went. So yeah, I wouldn't consider that myself, because for me it's very much a range trading tool compared to anything else. But this depends on your own plan and your strategy, because if your plan says, hey, this high time frame volume profile, we're dipping below, you know, this is going to be my entry, here's my stop loss, you got a plan, you build statistics, there's no reason why you should not take that trade, because it fits your plan and your strat. So you should just always take it based on the plan. Is it possible Bitcoin stays sideways for a long time in the current price? I wouldn't say long time, because this is quite a, you know, this is like a 15-minute range. So I wouldn't, you know, hopefully before the end of the week we're out of this, basically. Would be nice to have that today even, but I don't know, maybe today, tomorrow. But would be interesting to see this ranging till the end of the week, let's say. So yeah, probabilities wise, there's definitely, you know, continue ranging or the high, but continue ranging, and we reassess probabilities based on the local structure. It's very difficult to end the correction here. But we do have bearish CVDs, but also bullish CVDs. So, you know, we have to be patient here. Yeah. But long time that depends on what for you is long and short. But for me, I want us to be out by the end of the week. Would even stretch it. Like, I want us to be out of this range much earlier, preferably like today or tomorrow. Have either a look up or a look down. Where's that scenario? So if we are looking for a 4 and a 5 down, you don't want to end wave 4 between the 5 and the 6 usually, as that would be very long. So 5 p.m. today. So preferably the end of 4 would be in before the 5-5 time by the end of the day. It's just less common, right? Probabilities go down if you hit the 5 and make the high of a wave 4 after. Same with the 6. It's not impossible, it's just probabilities. So now the high is here before the 4, which is fine, but you want to eventually get out of the range. And the probabilities, as long as price does not hit the 618 at 44.4, 44.9k, you know, the double bottom is still very interesting. However, it's very difficult from an Elliott Wave point of view to end the range here. I covered it at the beginning of the live stream. There's no scenario that works nicely that makes the range end here. So therefore, probabilities, as mentioned in the morning update as well, are higher to either continue ranging or look for the high. But if we look for the high, we got to be aware of potential continuation up, but that would be a breakout as well, no? So yeah, we give it some time. Sure, it's actually getting warm here. Lauren, hey Koens, I'm working with you on the background. So great, how are you? Greetings from your neighbor from Belgium. The Belgian waffles and chocolate, man. I love Belgium. My fiance and I went to Antwerp for, I think, a weekend or something. We were there, which was great. And we also went to, Was it the arena in Antwerp? I think so, or Brussels, either or. I'm not sure. But we went to the Counter-Strike Major. I know the owners, got some tickets, and yeah, we went to the Major together. That was sick. It was the Major where FaZe played Na'Vi in the finals. Man, that was a great final. What's up, Ronnie? How you doing? I've got a chart on the 4-hour. You can always post it in Discord somewhere. I can always have a look. I have some plenty work to do. We'll just thanks, Dutchman. Appreciate it. Good luck with your work as well. Thank you. Matti. Koens, if I knew you were in Saudi, we would have met up. What event were you there for? I was there for the Global Esports World Championships. Also called the Global Esports Games. You get medals and stuff. And the organizer, the local organizer, was the Saudi Esports Federation. And they have their arena just outside of, or inside Riyadh, but outside of the main city. So I was in Riyadh for a week. And I put a video on YouTube before I left as well. I think the day I left, I uploaded a video to say that the content for the upcoming week is going to change because I'm going to be in Saudi Arabia. And I also put it in Discord. So, Matty, where have you been? I was there for an esports event, which for the people that don't know, the gaming and esports industry is my background for 18 years. I was a professional gamer myself. And nowadays I'm a board member as well of the Global Esports Federation. Not a pro gamer anymore, but a board member of the Global Esports Federation. Rechosen for another 4 years, so that's fun. Next year we have, or this year we have the event in December in China. Then we have it in Dubai. Then we have it in the USA. And then I'll be in Baku in December. These are the December months for 1 week. So China, Dubai, USA, Baku for the upcoming 4 years. And I'm also a global keynote speaker with involving the gaming and esports industry in my speeches. Company events, Capgemini, Populous, other big events. So I'm still very much part of the gaming and esports industry. It's my background. Ah, I see, yeah. Bruno Castro, okay. Well, let's have a look. Let me pull a new one here. 11th of September. Let's see. Okay, this was the first time the value area high moved up to the lows. And this is where it started to move above the lows. Yeah, it depends on the value area high or the value area strategy. So its most common use and best use would be in ranges. You can absolutely use it in impulses as well. It's just less common. Also a bit more difficult to read because you do have a value area high here now. But of course, as price moves up, your value area high will move up as well. And at times you will have the value area moving. Can I Control Z here? Yes. It doesn't show all the individual pushes I did. Okay, so let's have a look if we go back. Now let's go here. Okay, so we move out of the value area high, and then of course just price moves, but it never kind of came back to the value area high until, because of course here we're still above as well. And now this is the first time we're pretty much hitting it again, because, and that's just because of the size of the range. So a lot of volume is accumulating here, but it's not just the highest volume of the whole impulse, because that's down here. But because the volume profile standard setting is that it shows 70% of most volume. So between the blue lines, you will see 70% of the volume traded in the area I selected. So because there's a lot of volume being traded here, the value area high bumps up. But yeah, if it moves below, you need a plan and a strategy to potentially trade it to the downside if that is your idea when you would look for a point of control or something else. But just, you know, it's a tool best used for ranges. That's why it's also called the fixed range volume profile. Yeah. But you can definitely use it as long as you have a plan and a strategy that you've built around the tool. Unfortunately, you can't because YouTube removes the links. It's against scammers. I've heard about trading with age. He's a bit. He got a bit less active, I think. I haven't checked his channel for a while, so I'm not really sure what he's up to nowadays. But I'm familiar with the name. Yes. And I think he started uploading a bit less and doing a bit more streams. But he does many different coins as well. Bro never slept 24-hour stream. We gotta wait with the 24-hour one. I think we can do, like, it's not gonna be a 1-year celebration of the channel, but what we could do is if we, I don't know, hit like a 10k. If we hit 10k subs, like we do a live stream of 10 hours and or something, you know, like stupid stuff. And if we hit 24k subscribers, I do a 24-hour stream. But then I want to like do a charity type of stream or something. I don't know. Like it needs to have a certain purpose. Instead of looking at the charts only, it would be nice to have a purpose dedicated to the stream. We could even play some games, but you know, that's not really something I like to show on the channel because it's very dedicated to trading. So I would need to do Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, as a pro gamer, I always love playing a little game. No problemo. I'll brag about the indicator that gives me a high wine index. Hurst cycle channel, clone cycle channel. The accident entry of the channel aligns nicely with the Bitcoin chart. Sounds good. For a moment, I giggled inside when I saw the high wine index. I was like, are we going to get a meme or a joke here? The high wine index. But yeah, I mean, people are free to check these out as well. Hurst cycle channel clones. I have no idea what this is. Okay, so it likes to hug the middle two trend lines when moving up or down. So it hugs the upside in a trending environment, ranges in the middle. But if it moves down, it hugs the lower edge. And then you have the bigger outer lines, which is more like the extreme. It's a bit difficult. So you, like the thing, of course, if you would long here, you like it just dumps. So when does it stop? Interesting. I've never seen this one yet. What's the other one? Cycle channel oscillator. Ah, okay, I see. Oh, so how do we read this? Higher, higher, higher. Is that like a bearish CVD type of thing? And then we move down, and then not a like just a bearish divergence, not CVD, bearish divergence here. Move down, neutralized. We have a low here, right? Okay, we made a low, and then it looks more like RSI. We made a low, made a lower low, a higher low on the indicator here. And here at the moment nothing is going on. We have higher lows, lower highs, higher lows, lower highs. So that's pretty much the same. Now we got these lines here. What's this about? Bar colors. What does this do? Oh. Spacing. So what does this indicate? I have no idea. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you definitely need a little bit of practice using these type of things. Not too familiar with indicators in general. So far it's working. It's good to see it's part of your strategy. Yeah, so not yet. What price do you think it will go up? Well, if we go up, we have to be so probabilities of the local range, right? Counting this, it's not great to end the range here. So either continue ranging or looking for the high. But if we take the high, we got to be very aware of continuation to the upside. So it's just something we got to keep in mind. Also because we entered this gap for the second time, which is a daily gap. Rejected once with a daily candle. If we get inside here and start closing candles in the white box, daily candles, it increases probabilities to fill the box to 45.6. So yeah, we of course have a double bottom. It's not a grade 2. Higher probability this is a B or X to take the lows, but the problem is it's difficult to end the correction here. Either continue ranging here or take the high currently has probabilities. And if we continue ranging, that's fine, right? We just up and down and up and down, that's no problem. And then we can see what we get and then reassess the probabilities with the new information that we receive. So if it goes up, the first daily naked point of control, 43.525, is important resistance. If we pass that though, like, yeah, you have a bit of a support resistance area, but that's kind of it. This area here, 44K, 44.4. If you hit 44.4 to 44.9, probabilities increase to, at a later stage, take the high. Which doesn't have to happen immediately, like it didn't here. Same situation. Turned out to be a 3-waver, hit the 618, right? Invalidating a wave 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't want to see that. Increasing probabilities to take the high. So the moment the 618 is hit, switch mindset. Longs are more interesting. Range, up. So, but we're not there yet, right? We're still in this range. We still have this low, which is not a nice wave 2. Like as explained in the analysis earlier as well. So, yeah. Little bit of bearish CVD on the 5. Lower high on price, higher high on blue here. Plays out if it takes the low. Invalidates if it takes the high. So yeah, it's a bit of patience here, no? Harry Potter. Which on, I guess just the most downloaded one. Nothing happens. Oh. Holy moly, that's a dark line. Let me brighten this up. There you go. You can actually see something now. Make the middle pink. Just ta-da. So far it's just following price, so I wouldn't have an idea on how to judge this. Here at least you had lower highs on price, higher highs on this indicator. Might be a divergence. But pretty much here it's the price action is following the indicator as well. But then again, like I don't have the experience with it because I don't use indicators. I've been building my gaming room. You should check out Prince Faisal bin Bandar bin Sultan. He is my connection in Saudi Arabia. He is the prince that, you know, does everything regarding esports and gaming in your country. So if you want to know anything about what's happening, you gotta Google him. Because he is also part of the Saudi Esports Federation, of course. So Prince Faisal bin Bandar bin Sultan, and then there's Al Saud after as well. That's the end. So bin Bandar, Prince Faisal bin Bandar bin Sultan Al Saud or Saud, something like that. I can see bearish CVD. What do you think? Is it confirmed? Yes, we do have bearish CVD, but also bullish CVD. Of course, an ideal scenario is that you get bearish CVD without seeing bullish ones, right? So that you have more clarity. This is almost like a patience game. It is confirmed if you take the low, though. If you take this low, the bearish CVD plays out. What's up, Bering? How you doing? Welcome from Rotterdam around the corner, as I am in Gouda. So we're neighbors, pretty much. I will explain on Discord soon these indicators. You need to approach this with the right discipline and change the values of the... I see. Yeah, like, so I feel free to explain because I'm always interested to learn, but very low chance that I will use it because I have my very clear and structured plan and strategy that I already use for a long time. But it's still interesting to know. Encyclopedia now shows a pic of Kuhn on the definition of probabilities. I know. I mean, that's what we do, right? Probabilities. We all trade probabilities. I checked MOVR or mover just now. So I just checked it. If you go back like 2 minutes, you'll see it. But yeah, Kenny, like that's trading. Trading is no certainties. It's all probabilities. That's what we're aiming for. And you know, luckily in the history of this channel, we are prepared for everything, and probabilities do good. So yeah, stick to the rules of Elliott Waves. We do have a weekly naked point of control 45,980. Yeah, we have one, like a higher one. I have 46k. Atas tick size 50 daily chart 46k. Pretty much the same level, no? What was yours? Okay, probably, yeah, you have a smaller tick size. I have per 50, you probably have per 10 or something. I use 50, yeah. Can you show ETH? Oh, we can have a look at ETH while we're at it. I don't do like 100 coins, but Bitcoin is being patient. The thing with ETH, where's my, wait, I need to open my other thing here. Coin coverage, ETH. I know, this is a Bitstamp chart. So it's not too nice when you go to the lower time frames. I don't know, once upon a time I started like back in the day on Bitstamp because it had a lot of info. So generally we hit an important target for Ethereum that we were looking for, which is the point of control. Rejection, getting in but no support, getting in again, second candle shows support. Also went back to the golden pocket, by the way. You hit the 886. You see this a lot. You hit the 886, retraced to the golden pocket with the red candle, and then moved up. Something that's quite common after hitting an 886, go to the golden pocket before continuation. So acceptance, and yeah, next target is the point of control. If you pass this, you're going to be looking for the value area high, but we do have stronger resistance above price monthly here. Another point of control at 31.10, weekly value area high 35.66. From an Elliott Wave point of view, you can't have a, or you can, but the diagonal looks a little less nice. Let me put this in a confluence folder that I have here. What's this? Also put that one in here. Poof. Beautiful. Oh yeah, golden pocket here as well. Or the golden pocket on the linear chart is above. So yeah, big resistance, right? The next big area is definitely here. Between 32.8 and 36. Resistance wise. But that is with the confluences. So from an Elliott Wave point of view, there's pretty much, look, there's three scenarios. Two are bullish, one is bearish. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Diagonal, you go down in 2, up in 3. That would be bullish, no? Now your wave 3 here, is shorter than your wave 1. I'm on the log chart now. We will check both. So this wave shorter than your first. On the linear chart, still shorter. Then we take, and that's what you want to see for contracting diagonal. Then we take a same trend-based fib from the low to the high. I missed it. Need to play more Call of Duty. Okay, there we go. Call of Duty. Call of Duty, lol. On the log chart, this move is also smaller. So that's what you want to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a leading diagonal, that would be. But on a logarithmic chart or on a linear chart, you hit the 1-to-1, which isn't great for a diagonal. So on the linear, or on the logarithmic, on the logarithmic it's okay. You didn't hit the 1-to-1. But the invalidation for a diagonal would be wave 5 being longer than wave 3, which is the case on the linear scale. So that is not ideal. Second option is a 1-1-1-2 or a double one. But it has to be said that on these high time frames, it is very rare to correctly identify a double or 1-1-1-2. But here we then have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, expect another 2 up pretty much. Or you already have a finished 1, 2, 1, 2, you go up for your 3. Of course, wave 3 should have the highest volume, biggest impulsive move. You know, you've never seen a bigger move before, that type of structure. At the moment, volume is pretty meh. High volume, absolutely shit. Nothing is happening, right? So basically, the point of control is resistance, and we need to wait for it to pass the resistance and flip it to support. Because the alternative, besides the bullish scenarios, is of course a bearish one, where this structure is a WXY scenario. Now, I don't really want to go in detail, but you can't have this as a wave A, B, C, right? Because then you would be finished here. C is in and you go down, which we didn't. So therefore you automatically look for then a WXY, either here, WX and then a Y, or you have a WX and then a Y. It doesn't really matter. That is what's going to be left. WXY-XZ is very rare, especially on the higher time frames as well. And the target for a WXY for wave Y is between the 1 and the 1.236. So it depends on your pool. You have to, of course, to do a correct pool, you have to go in more detail, right? But if we do, wait, where's my, there we go. If we do this for a second, here, for a WXY log chart, we hit the 618. 1-to-1, guess what? It's around 36. that could still be a wave Y, right? So just so you know, going here does not mean immediate all-time highs. Yes, you're close, but you always got to think of bearish scenarios as well. Of course, we're then thinking about a double zigzag, right? ABC correction, and you want to see another ABC, preferably in a WXY. That would be the bearish scenario. So 382 touched, that's fine. And then you want to have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then poof. So those are the options. But now you're at resistance. You flip the point of control to support. Enter this white box again. Then the monthly 31.1 first, but really the great resistance is going to be here, 32.8. 3280 to like 36k pretty much. So very locally on the 1 hour. I can probably better check this on the other chart. Oh yeah, we have an 886 touch here as well, which is interesting. So we have a potential flat. Again, this is not in detail, this is pretty much by eye, right? So we have an 886 touch here. I already checked that the other day. So any move coming off the 886 has a higher probability of being a wave C or a wave Y, increasing the probabilities to come back down later to take the double bottom that we have here. So that's something we have to keep in mind here with ETH locally. Because if this would be a low and you look for an impulse up, well, wave 2 preferably doesn't hit the 886 because it's a rare target for 2, common for B or X. Increasing probabilities to move up is a C or Y, increasing probabilities to come back down later to take the lows. So yeah, but you could have flat W, chuck, X, Y, continue up above the point of control, flip the point of control. That's the biggest resistance, right? You got to flip it, and then yeah, you're going to be looking for bigger move to the upside, no? If you can actually flip and hold that level. So you're currently, simply said, you're currently at resistance with ETH. It's big resistance. Mirovsky, welcome to Bronze, man. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Welcome to Bronze, man. Welcome to the member team, I suppose. Cheers. Cheers. I'll drink. It's water, but I'll drink nonetheless on you. What did I? All right, it's pinned, like always. What's up, Dawa? What is pinned? Pinned comment? Pinned. Oh wait, what will be the target from wave 5 for Y? Gabriel, do you mean what will be wave 5 in the C? Or which time frame are you talking about? Are you talking about the range here? Because I'm not really sure, or you talk about the 4-hour chart with another move down, but that would be a C. If we look for a Y here and a wave 5, well, at the moment I don't really look for the target of a wave 5 because a 5-wave structure of this low does not look great to finish a C or Y around the daily naked point of control at the moment. But if you would look for a 5 here, the daily naked point of control would pretty much be my target to the upside, because it's important resistance to then move down in a bearish scenario. But we have to be very aware of potential continuation when we re-enter the white box, and especially when we close a week or a daily candle in here. Do you trade and stream standing up? Streaming, yes, because I like to move around when I'm talking. I guess it's a bit of a habit, because as I'm a global keynote speaker, whenever I speak in front of audiences, I stand. So I suppose that in a way I'm used to standing in front of an audience, and even though it's not a, if you quote unquote live audience, being you guys are in the room with me, it's still an audience. And when I do webinars and stuff as a speaker, I also stand. So I when I speak, I tend to stand up, yes. When I trade or do other work, I sit down. I think the green line is the signal line. I think the green line is just bullish CVD. Oh wait, you're talking about the indicator probably. Another line. The green line is the signal line. Oh, maybe with the MOVR, but we made it yellow and purple. Wait, what green line do you mean? I usually speak in memes. Oh, I do like some memes. When do you enter a trade? Like we say, watch 50 minutes. Is the bear CVD confirmed at 50-minute candle close? It depends on your, so it's in the context. CVD, of course, is not a entry signal type of indicator, but it should help you when you hit resistance or support, so you can look for potential bearish or bullish divergences. Now, the moment you see bearish CVDs, there might be absorption. It can be leading as well, but this depends on the context, which translates into experience. So we had bearish CVDs first here, countered by bullish ones locally, played out. Now we have bearish CVDs again, right? Interesting. Moving down, playing out if price takes this low. Got to lose that point of control and then, you know, look for the low here. And that would be continuing the range as well. So a confirmation of CVD, as written in the one pager as well, pretty much, is that if you have, if you use it on the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30, it would be a candle closing with CVD showing a divergence. That is the confirmation of the CVD. But then it's in relation to the context, your experience, potential counter CVDs, if you want to use it or not. So yeah, it depends on your own plan and strategy. So of course I have my plan and strategy, which has many more assets and things and checkboxes, entry rules. So yeah, just like with any indicator, any signal that it shows, like if it would, every divergence you would trade, you would very likely be a losing trader, because it's more about the context as well. Long-term Elliott Wave count 121 now in. On Bitcoin or Ethereum, Matty B? Great to one-sided, meet your lady. Yeah, maybe one day we'll all shake hands. I got a couple of requests already last year. I was literally live with YouTube for 3 months, and someone wrote in my DMs. He said, like, yo Koen, I live in the UK. Will you organize like an event where you teach some Elliott Waves and trading your trading stuff? Because I would love to be there with like-minded traders. I was like, channel exists for 2-3 months. He's like, yeah, are you going to organize an event? Because I would love to come and meet people and be there for a few days and talk with like-minded people. And I can imagine trading can be very lonely. Like in my network, as in my network, of course there are traders, but in my friend group and my family, I'm the only one. One friend of mine has tried. He blew his account twice, or I don't know, 3 times, but that's it. My dad, he doesn't really trade, but he's more like investing here and there. So yeah, it can be lonely at times, but that's why I like communities, like the one we have in Discord, which is really cool. So let's extend this. Remember when we were kids, there was no such thing or platform where a professional could be sharing info, experience, and expertise to many people around the world. I know, right? It's quite interesting. I mean, people, of course, that are very young and here don't know. I mean, so I'm 31, born in 92. I don't know a world without internet. I always loved talking to my grandma because she comes from such a different background, like such a different environment. The stories she has are amazing. Like driving in in her duck car. It was like it's an ain't. What's up, brown buck? How you doing? So my grandma had this one in the past, like this car. Oh no. And it had no seat belts. So my dad, when he was a kid with his brother and sis, were in the back of this thing. And one day in a corner at home, when my grandma accelerated and went around the corner, he fell out the door on the street. What the hell? Yeah, interesting times. Interesting times. My grandma also told me a story of her grandma when they got the first television. So my grandma had the first TV in the street. And well, her mom, my grandma being a kid, her mom had the first TV in the street. And her grandma came over. And so you can imagine it's like very, very old school. She had no idea about TVs. They watched this show with like the whole street in the house. And then she said that after watching the show, the television just went off, like the signal, like it just goes off. And her grandma, the grandma of my grandma, walked to the television and looked behind the screen just to see like, where does this come from? It's hilarious. I like that one. So yeah. It's not a chart, right? It's the indicator, MOVR. But I don't use indicators anyway, so I can't say anything useful about your MOVR indicator because I did check this. I put this on the chart. I made it yellow over here. I made this one yellow just now. So, but again, for me this doesn't make sense. I don't have experience. I can't use it. Yeah, you have a bit of. I don't even know what a divergence is here. You have lower highs, higher highs. I don't know. In this range, it just follows price. It doesn't show anything in this range. I don't know what the purple line is. It says level, but it doesn't say anything else. So, you know, for me, I don't know what MOVR OC is. I don't know what KST is. So it takes time to learn these type of things. So I have no idea what I'm looking at. I don't know what it tracks. I don't know what it does. I don't know what a divergence is. But I checked this earlier, but just for a short period, because just like now, I don't really know what I look at. So it doesn't make sense to really jump into it. I am curious. I love learning, but I need to take more time to then look into it. Oh, the chart. Yeah, we checked ETH, but I generally don't really go into alts because once you do one, you do 100, as everyone, you know. So we will do a big. Holy moly, he means the chart. KW. There is a big alt stream coming up where I will do many alts, like 5-6 hours of doing alts. That's gonna be a day and a half, maybe even more. We'll see how far we get. Sorry that you had to go back. We misunderstood when you said MOVR. You meant the chart. I thought it was the indicator. Lol. So it has nice target about 200%. Sounds like you had a nice deal on the coin, or a nice entry at least. Proper winning, 200%, not bad. But that's of course the target. Make sure you manage your trade well as well. What's up, Dutch trader? Kenny, you make me sound old. I had internet in high school, but it wasn't fast. Cell phone not until college. You're doing well at 31. I mean, everyone has a different, you know, we are all different stages. But primary school, we played RuneScape. On high school, I had a mobile phone, which was a Samsung, which I had to flip the screen up. Wait, maybe I must be able to find, and I could only play Snake. No, I had one where I had to swipe it up. It's like, you know what I mean? It's similar to like this stuff, but I had to swipe the screen up instead of that. Not open. It was like more like this, but not this model. It was not that fancy, not that big of a screen, and so yeah. But you know, like old school. That was the first phone I had, and I could play Snake. I remember. Yeah, fun times. What's up, Kenny? Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the 5-0. From Portugal, with love. Moving from Canada to Portugal is a big step. Like, Kenny, how did you feel about leaving your friends and family that I suppose you had in Canada? Like, how was it for you to move to literally the other side of the world? Now you have 20. Thanks. We can buy one little piece of cake now. Was it a Nokia? Maybe it was a Nokia. Oh wait, my first smartphone was a Samsung Star. Maybe I'm confused here. That was my first ever smartphone, the Samsung Star. It broke a few months after because I walked into a swimming pool with the phone in my pocket. I bet I'm gonna get 3310 here. No, what? No. I don't know. It's definitely not this type of model. Yeah, I don't know exactly, but you know, the good old days. On a Bitcoin 1112. You mean here in this range, Matty B? In the local range on the 15, or are you talking about the higher time frame, like a 12-hour chart? Check out this car. My parents were driving this one, the Fiat Maluk. Serena, good old times without internet and mobile phones, and I'm still in my 30s. So you must have born, like, you're a little bit like older in your 30s. Wow, that's an amazing car. Yeah, this is like a toy. It's like a toy car as well. That's a great car. You can play around with this one. What's the other one? Oh. Serena. Is that also a Fiat? Nice. Oh, here we go. Wow. It's weird. Like, the moment you look at these cars, I'm like, damn, that's old. But in 20 years, the cars we have now, or 30 years, 40 years from now, the cars we have currently are like going to be like old. You know what I mean? What's up, Watty? How you doing, man? Entry at 22, target 64. That's a solid one. What's the current price? Not there. It's in wave 2 now, ABC flat. At least that is, of course, your higher probability scenario. We always need a bullish and a bearish one. So Yonto, yeah, may have been a Nokia. I can't recall exactly. But I was able to play Snake, so yeah. I would like to know who in what field is working. I'm listening right now at work. Okay, of course you don't have to give all the ins and outs, but everyone, in what industry do you work? So my background is the gaming and esports industry. I used to be a medical student to become a doctor, but eventually I got into, like, you know, gaming and industry was my hobby. Turned out my work, have my own business in that industry as a speaker. And then, you know, I trade, and you know, you can call it professional trader, full-time trader. I don't really like the word full-time because I'm not doing it full-time. That's the whole point of trading, is not to be behind your PC the whole day, in my opinion. So I have a strategy where I can just do all sorts of other stuff. It was easy to move. I don't look back. Sounds like a good thing, Kenny. Nokia 6500 slide. Potentially, Onto. While the comments are coming in, let's have a look. No. Maybe it was the flip phone instead of the slide phone, but like in my brain, I remember something like this, but I had a gray one. I don't know. At least I had the Samsung Star, which was my first ever smartphone. Before I walked into the pool, I had to put it in rice. But it was broken. Yokuns, did you enter any positions in this range? Yes. The daily. A 1-1-2 on the daily. That would then be 1-2 probably. Or if you're looking for a triple, then you probably have to look for 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. But that's not really something that I'm looking for. Then I would prefer your like a 1-2, a double one, which would be this scenario here. Where is it? High time frame. So the moment you take the low here at 40.6, it opens the door for this being a wave C and up for 5. A bigger correction in a bigger 4 and 5 in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a double 1, 2. We don't know because it depends on the retracement first. If you get an impulse, we're going to be looking for a 5 and a bigger move after. If we get a corrective structure, we're going to look for a move down, but we don't yet know if it's going to be a wave C or a wave 3 for a much bigger correction. But here we would then be looking for 1, 2, 1, 2, yeah. Common target for wave 2 is on the chart. Invalidation, I mean, yeah, pretty much an invalidation for 2. The 886 is very low probabilities for a wave 2, and preferably you end this one after the 382 at least, which is sitting on the 27th of February. Yeah. And then, of course, you want to move up. Wave 2 can, of course, be a lot longer, but you want to see it at least going past the 382 preferably as a minimum. That would be preferred for a wave 2, yeah. Looks like we have a little move to the downside. What's happening on CVD? Nothing. Price moves down, CVD moves down. Almost at the point of control. Maybe with New York opening later, do we get some some action? Do you drive a Tesla? No. I don't know. I've not yet gotten into too much of the electrical stuff. Look, I was a professional gamer. The game I played was a race game professionally for 11 years. Of course, a Tesla is amazing with the acceleration, but I miss the sound, man. Whee! You know, like, so no, I've never had a Tesla. I don't know, maybe it's a bit old school. I love the, like, when you like, I love the smell and just like raw sound, raw power. I have sat in Teslas, yes. You know, they're ridiculously fast in their acceleration, which is fun. I used to have a motorbike as well, which was the Yamaha R6 Rossi limited edition of 2010. Beautiful bike, incredibly fast as well. Probably can't find, can I find it on Google? We can check. Yamaha R6 limited Rossi edition 2010. There we go. Not exactly that one. I didn't have the yellow number at the front, but this was pretty much, I probably have to find a picture for you to get a, yeah. I'll quickly go to my Facebook, which I haven't opened in like a decade. But I just know I have the old picture there. We go to, man, Facebook it's interesting how Facebook already sounds so old school now. I gotta go to my personal account. How do I go to? Oh, here we go. Working on it. There we go. And now open in a tab, and then we do. Wait, where did it? Ah, right. There we go. That's my. That was my baby. And I said was because, of course, with two people, this thing is an absolute like monster to drive. Like the second person, you can change this part at the back. I have, I had another seat there, but you can imagine with Ashley in the back, my fiance, her knees were in her neck, and she holds on to me, but also for me because it's a replica, so that the seat is a little bit higher, so there's more pressure on your wrists as well. So if you go for trips, man, your wrists cannot endure for a couple of hours. So it's not a great bike to drive around with two people, but oh boy, is it a fun thing. But I had it for like 6-7 years, and I had a great time. So I'm definitely looking to buy another racer or a naked bike, a bit more fun. Super Duke is very interesting, but I do like to play around, but I also like to have more of a second bike which is more for touring, where Ashley can be in the back and we can just relax and do our thing. So for the ones that notice, yes, it's a Rossi bike with a Lorenzo helmet. Yep, that was my motorbike. The green line, okay, I see Lama Lore. Okay, there we go. The jobs, what is everyone doing? The bearings, sales, it's bad law, professional college student. I don't support neoliberal society, so I refuse to participate. Professional student for life, I suppose. I don't. This is like neoliberal society. I actually don't know what it is. But hey, you know what you want, and that is most important. So stick with what you believe, right? My signal playing out beautifully. Yeah, so far you had a little move to the downside, right? Let's see how it progresses as well. It's nice to see you created your own indicator. Watty, is Watty here? Retired army infantry, currently real estate. Interesting. My fiance, who was on stream earlier, she wants to get into real estate now. She's looking into south of France and Spain. This isn't that easy. And she's currently looking into, as a first step, she wants to look into flipping and, what was it, deal sourcing? She follows Samuel Leeds online. And her dad was in real estate, but he's in South Africa, so it works a bit different here, I suppose. But she has a very big passion for real estate, and yeah, she's looking to get into that industry. And eventually, she wants her own boutique hotels. That would be her dream. So she's trying to find an entry there. Landscaper, Groensurface Parkstad. I mean, pretty much by reading your name, I could have guessed. Razgat Damien Work, 42.5 will be hit now, and then it's more up for another 4 hours. Yeah, I'm very interested to see what New York does. Microbiology, later in the past. Internship doctor, neurosurgery rotation. Now we're talking. Interesting. But that's my field, so I'm excited. Because when I studied to become a doctor, I was in my master's program. Surgery has always been most fascinating to me. When I was 14 years old, I attended my first surgery. And after that, I've done countless of surgeries, watching. And then eventually when I got into my medical study, of course, I was next to the doc. And my two most interesting ones are the, so neurosurgery one, right? But especially cardio. Man, open heart surgeries, next level. It's so fascinating. High risk, high reward, pressure, the fascination of just the system. Yeah, very interesting. So I've seen many of those, and yeah, luckily never saw patient die. We had like one surgery where the doc had to replace a valve in the heart, which he did, and then he closed up some of the stuff. But then they did a scan to check if the valve was okay, just to see how much goes past the valve still, like drains past the valve basically. And then they figured it wasn't good enough, so he had to open it up again. That was the longest open heart surgery I've attended. It was like 6-7 hours or something. Yeah. Not the longest surgery I've been, but yeah, interesting field. Getting old. These are all in my like 5th and 6th phones. Yeah, the good old times. Had my first in 1998. Jeez. What's up, Daily Compilations? Samsung D600 is still the best. Oh, yeah. Wait, shopping? Oops, I clicked on shopping. Okay, well, we can see what the price is. 69 bucks. But this is an E. Okay, so that's not the same phone. I actually wanted to click on pictures, but I misclicked. Yeah, the D600, I see. Interesting, hey? Those old phones. Look at where we are now. I don't get why your high doesn't hit the value area high. I use Bybit chart. Which one? Coinbase. Maybe it depends on your pool. I pulled it from the range here, but if I do this, it does. But I like to pull it from the recent, like I can also pull it from this little order block here, and then it does. So arguably this would be a better pool maybe. It's very, very condensed. You can see how much volume is traded in a very, very small area. Very small. Right, 70% of the volume traded in this range is traded here. It's very condensed, very, very compact, for sure. Interesting, no? Very interesting. The Nokia 6110. Man, I forgot mine, man. I thought it was a Samsung that I had to... Probably my parents know. I should ask my parents. Dutch Trader, me playing Forza Horizon 4, Bugatti Chiron Monster Energy Edition. The Monster Energy Edition, that's a nice livery. I've never been too much fan of the Bugatti. I like the, not the, God, what's the name of that one? Wait, what's the name? Not the first one, because it's too round. I like edges. Yes, the Devo. Man, that's the best for me. So I don't like round edges and stuff. I prefer sharp edges. And it has to go fast, else I'm not interested. I like fast cars. I can't. Luckily, it's you know, so far it's not been a problem on the road. Same with my motorbike. But you know, sometimes it's nice. Like also with the motorbike, I always remember I had like a little bit of a race on the highway with a Porsche when I went from Den Bosch back to Os, where I live with my parents. Holy moly. Yeah. You're not always very responsible, but usually you are, you know, that's the goal. Hopefully my parents aren't watching. Hi Koen, wat denk je dat er gaat gebeuren met ETF open om 15.30? The market opening or closing here is, for me, not related to the Elliott Wave counts we have before the market opens. So if the market opens, the Elliott Wave scenarios locally shared earlier, they remain the same, or the thoughts of this range. But hopefully we get a bit more of a move and a bit of direction instead of this quiet nothingness, which of course is you know, it's nothing happening. We're like a chatting group now, you know. We're just online, nothing happening on the charts. We're just chatting. I'm live. Then you'll see if I quit, price moves, and then I go online later again. Maybe I should have gone live if price actually took the high. I do have some other stuff to do, so I do have to go soon. Funny enough, usually I upload at 1 p.m. but nothing changed. Really, like we got a bit of a move, but this looks like a three-wavy structure. Yeah. The general thoughts of the range are still the same as mentioned earlier. So it's difficult to have, from an Elliott Wave point of view, to end the range at this high. So either I'm looking for continuation of the range, or the highs to be taken at a given moment. The thing is, if you take the highs, we got to be aware of continuation. Daily naked point of control above, but if you close the daily candle in the white box, it increases probabilities to move up. So, yeah. Even though this low would generally have a higher probability of a wave B or X, increasing the probabilities to move up is a C or Y, or the range coming after is a C or Y. It's very difficult to end the correction or this structure, to end it here. So that's why either look for the range to just simply continue short term, and then we can reassess probabilities with new information coming in, or looking for the high to be taken. Now locally here, also shared earlier, this being an impulse down, this looks very three-wavy, so not a 5-wave structure, and it can't be because this move went up too high. It also can't be a 1-2-1-2 because price actually took this high. So 1-2-1-2, you can't. So the only thing that's kind of left is then a diagonal ABC, right? Corrective structure, you need another ABC, corrective structure, another ABC, which then means you're going to form a diagonal. This is the bearish scenario, right? From the high down, if we look for an impulsive structure, you have 3 options: double 1-2, impulse, or a diagonal. But for a diagonal, you don't have enough info. Like, I only look for diagonals if a wave 4 is in. Till that moment, other structures have a higher probability. So that also adds to the probabilities of this high not really being the end of the structure. So I guess Moose, that would be my thoughts at the moment. Yeah. Karimzadeh, nice surname. It's bad law. Honestly, they should just ban private vehicle ownership globally. I'd rather breathe fresh air than watch people drive fast. Everyone their own opinion. I like to have fun at times as well. I care about the environment, and I do a very good job in the Netherlands to take care of the environment. But I won't, I also like to have fun at times. So if I want to race around on a racetrack, I happily do so. So I do think it's important that people add their 2 cents. But, then why do we buy a house? Can also use a carton box. That would be very nature friendly. But, we have a house. So it's all inside the general context, right? And I think it is important we also divide our plastic with our food, with our, the different bins. We have a very good isolated house, which saves on all the gas and electricity. We have good stuff going on. So, yeah, I do like speed. In the Netherlands, that's a thing. We have lots of bicycles. Like holy moly, there's more bicycles in the country, by the way, than there are people. So yeah, we do tend to bike a lot. What's the target for wave 5, wave C of this range? We need to take, well, that's the problem is a wave C does not make sense to me here because of what I explained at the beginning of the stream. Because if this is the low of your B, you need a wave C. It needs to be an ending diagonal now because of all the overlap. Unless this is a 1, 2, you go for a 3, but then you're gonna surpass the wave C target area, which is here. So if we're looking for a C now, the only thing would be a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5. The problem is wave 2 is a flat here, highest probability for it to be a flat, which isn't allowed. Unless this is somehow an ABC and then a 1, 2, but then this is a zigzag, 1. Wave C is very small. Then you have a 2, this then has to be wave C, is very small, right? Then you have 3, 4, and then you get 5. So it's definitely something we keep an eye on. And then the target would be from the low to the high of 3 to the low here, right? And then we take the wave 5 diagonal, preferably then, of course, the contracting, where your 1-to-1 is on the daily naked point of control. That would be an invalidation. Let me quickly check for a diagonal with the wave 3. We did not pass the 1-to-1. So wave 3 is shorter than wave 1, so wave 5 is not allowed to pass wave 3. So basically the daily naked point of control is the invalidation of a diagonal. Pretty much. So the target, we need to take 41.3, that's... Oh, you're looking to the downside. Lol. A couple of ways to calculate the target. So the general target, if you're looking for a flat, right, A, B, C, first way to calculate, trend-based fib from the high to the low of A to the high of B, toggle on the 1.618. This is also a target. However, for an expanding flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, you want to actually see price going below A. Also, the 1.382 and the 1.236 are less common. So that is one. And then we'll get to the 5, right? And then we have the other one, take a normal fib from the low to the high, toggle on the wave C. So this is a very big area, right? 40.5, what is this? 35.3. So if we look for a 5, we need to take a fib from the low of 4 to wherever the high is gonna be of 4 or the end. Now, for now, the high is here. So we have over here the 1.236 to the 1.618. That's a wave 5 target. You can take the 1-to-1, wave 1, from the high of 1 to the end of 1 to the end of wave 4, which for now is the high, I suppose, right? For the sake of simplicity. So that's the 1 to 1. Then we take a trend-based fib from the high to the low of 3, high of 1, start of 1, low of 3, end of 4. Toggle on the 0.618, which is here. Come on. Giving you an area between, oh, there you go. Oh, wait, you can't see it. 41K to 38.6K. That would be your general target area, which includes the golden box, which is nice because that's important support. So 39K to 38.6. So yeah. Bum, bum. Yeah, so there you go, Gabriel. Hope that answered your question. Neoliberalism is broadly defined. I love learning new stuff. Thanks, chat. I'm interested in. So neoliberal. I didn't have an idea, but you explaining now. So neoliberalism is broadly defined as the extension of competitive markets into all areas of life, including the economy, politics, society. It's a system the US uses that spreads globally. The extension of competitive markets. And do you then mean markets against one another? So it's like America, Russia, China, those type of, or is it just the car? Oh, wait, you call economy as well. So it's maybe fuel cars versus electric cars versus hybrid cars, like that sort of stuff. IT in the system, banking. I see. You got a banking guy. By the way, Flotty, welcome, lol. How did I jump so far to the downside? What's up, Flotty? How are you doing? I did see all the clicks. I mentioned your name earlier, but welcome, Flotty. Too scared of someone hitting me. Yeah. If you race around, of course, it's advised to do it on track, everyone, and be sensible. My wife made me sell my... Ooh, back in the day, gee, I love that car. Man, Matty. Yeah, it's the wife or the car, eh? That's an easy choice, no? Wink, 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 wink. Ashley? She says, good luck, Kun, my fiance. Yeah, she has her ears open, no? Better watch out. But if everyone only used bikes, it would be good, yeah. So, okay, no one pulled in both cases, it's a VAR. Yeah. So the value area high is here indeed. Cryptoman, welcome. New Corvettes are sharp and fast. Cheap power as well. Corvette is always nice. I used to race with that in like Need for Speed and racing games. Forza. What was the old one? Something with drive. Jeez. On the PlayStation something. I don't know. 2 or 3. I had some game that had drive in there. I played it with my friends. I forgot though. Moved from the UK. Got a fat bike now. E-bike. The Super 73 RX. It's so good to get around with in the Netherlands. Yeah. I think, like, is it more like a city bike? What is it? Wow. That's an interesting... Oh, okay. We're not actually talking a motorbike here. Or we do. No, it's not. It's a bicycle, but an electric bicycle. How fast does it go? Wow, this looks like a really cool model. It's so clean. It's like the bikes get less and less and less stuff, but it looks like it's a Bromfiets. Okay, I see. So it is electric, but you pedal and then you just go. Interesting one. Waiting for the pump or the dump. That bike is insane. That's a nice one, eh? It looks really clean. Afternoon, good sir. All the way from South Africa. What's up, Brendan? I would appreciate your knowledge regarding setting on your settings for the FRVP and what determines how you pull it. Oh, you mean the... Okay, yes. The volume profile. So my settings Number of rows, 148, up, down, 70. Extend to right depends on, what you want to check. And I have templates for different row sizes. Now the row sizes, of course, determine how many bars you have. So it determines the accuracy. But on the lower time frames, 148 is fine. But if you go up in the time frames, you want to use higher numbers because you're going to have more data. So then you go to 3, 5, 1K. 5K, I only really do on monthly or weekly charts or something. And the second question was related to how I pull it. And what determines how you pull it? Yeah, so I like to use it for ranges just to see what the volume does in the range. Now, in this particular range, I prefer to include the highs. So I pull it from this little order block here till the end. Now, if we look at other ranges, right? Well, at the beginning, it was just this range. Holy moly. Extend right off. Then I keep an eye on what happens here. But the moment we drop down and we then start ranging here, I extend it to here and then to where price is. Because I tend to use like the little order block, the little range where price then finds support as a start. Depends a little bit on the range. I mean, sometimes I just focus on, whatever happens here. If I zoom out to the 1 hour, I also have a very clear volume profile with 4 hour. Here. So this one, same thing though. So as you can see, wait, let me put this on 148. So I pulled it from the first red candle, right? So price is moving up, up, up. There's a little range here, and then we made the high. So I pull the volume profile. At the beginning, of course, I only pull it here. But the moment we come down and we find support here, that is when I change the volume profile from this range to include the rest of the price action. So that is why now I have this whole structure. So yeah, that is how I pull it. But you can use it, of course, on any time frame, any range. But it's mainly used for ranges. Yeah. I don't really use it to check impulsive structures. One second. Moose, thank you, Koen. Continue this nice job. We like and share. So thanks, Moose. Thanks for your support as well. Thanks for being here. Gas powered Dutch Charger and Challenger discontinued now. Company launches electric ones. I mean, if you get a company car, it's always nice. So, but yeah, I mean, depends on the car. Sometimes you can get an absolute shit car. So, but yeah, Dutch Charger is it's a fun toy. No, some muscle, bro. What do you think about? Mostly I trade with the Bitcoin pairs. We mainly focus on Bitcoin and chatting. There's a big altcoin stream that I will do very soon for like 5-6 hours. So I'm planning it. And I will announce it as well in the community section. Looks bullish to me, RSI mainly. Make sure to stick to your plan. If your plan is indeed upside, then manage it well and you should have a nice move. Albert RS, what's up? How you doing? That's what we want, right? Invalidation to move up. In the end, you're always looking for invalidation with Elliott waves, but sometimes you're in the middle of two scenarios, and then it depends on the quality of the waves and the retracements, the fibs. But of course, an invalidation gives you the clearest idea, always. Bro, which type of analysis do you think is best to combine with Elliott waves? Probably volume analysis. Oh, driver. Old race game. Oh boy, I played Midtown Madness. Oh yeah. Demolition, Need for Speed, Test Drive. That's the one I played as well. Roll Cage was my favorite game when I was younger. Gran Turismo, played it a lot with my friends as well. And then I got into Trackmania and never looked back because I became a professional. So, what's up, Dasa Gaming? Gran Turismo is a great game. Most favorite game of my childhood, Need for Speed Most Wanted. Oh yes, man, I played that game so much with the police chases, and then you hit like the donut building, and the donut falls on the police cars, and always trying to get 5 stars, helicopters, you know. Yeah. Good times. Watch this film. It's explaining Requiem for the American Dream documentary. Only 1 hour. It's a documentary. Oh man, it's an okay documentary. Let me put this down. I'll check it. Have a look online. Lama Larek, smash the like button. Thanks, Lama. Tortuga, what's up? How you doing? So, let's see if price wants to move, no? Like, I still need to have lunch as well. Nothing changed in the range, like compared to the analysis we've done earlier. So, patience. Patience and a waiting game. What is your average time for your trades? How long are your trades in the market? Oh, I actually have statistics about that. Let's have a looky. Which one was it? That 39% of the trades take over 1 day. 22% of the trades end between 12 hours and 1 day, 19% between 6 and 12 hours, 7% between 4 and 6, 6% between 3 and 4, 5% are done in 1 to 2 hours, 2% between 30 minutes and 1 hour, and 1% between 15 and 30 minutes. That's the answer to your question. Harun Jan, how are you doing? What's up? Good afternoon. So, as price is doing a little bit of like nothingness, I might actually go for lunch, and then if price moves later, I'll be online, and else we're gonna have a 7 p.m. update. If price doesn't want to do anything, I'll just provide of course, an update at 7 p.m. If price starts moving out of the range, I'll be live again, and then we can see what the consequences are going to be for the count, right? Because it's a patience game here. For a big pumps as soon as you end, probably. Then I'm there, like eating my sandwich, and then ta-da! For big wave C to lower low around 811k. What will be the trend fib time? Depends a little bit on when the high is going to be made, of course. Let's go to a weekly for this one. So you then take the fib time, right? Fib from the begin. Oh, I misclicked. Till the end. Quick second. And then currently on the high. So usually your minimum target would be the 0.618 for a C. Now, a wave like a C can be incredibly quick, but generally the 1.618 to the 1.618 tends to be the area. 26th of August, 24, 8th of September, 25. Around June 2024, that would be too early based on this. Like for a wave C though, again, your minimum would be the 382 really, which would be the 3rd of June. Preferably, it's at least, preferably waves are in a relationship with one another by at least a 382 fit time. A wave C, however, can be very quick, just like we had locally, but of course on the higher time frames, generally everything takes more time. So this ABC, this wave C was very, very quick, shorter than the 382, but this is more local. So I wouldn't really use the same on a higher time frame. And of course, we first want to see like proper weakness as well. But it would be definitely after, like, not definitely because it's all probabilities and no certainties, but based on time, the probabilities are very low it's going to be before June. Much higher that it's going to be a lot later. And if price continues up, the time is going to extend as well. Could you check the image I just posted on Bitcoin tier for a possible triangle wave Y to finish or to make a WXY? So, nickname Pinpon. Okay, I will. A WXYXZ in general is a rare corrective structure. So that's good to know. Pop. You probably put it here. Let's see what has happened here. Oh. Wait. They just keep coming, motherfuckers. Stop. Bettina actually tagged the wrong one. What's this going? Let's see. Yeah, well, I don't know if Bettina's here. But you can't have a WXY in wave W. So you got to label this an ABC. Then you have your W. Your X can be any corrective structure. So that could be correct. And then you have a wave Y, which can't be an internal W. So, oh wait, that's your A. I see. But the problem for your A here is in a triangle, 4 out of the 5 waves have to be simple zigzag, so an ABC. One wave doesn't have to be a simple zigzag, but by far most commonly it's wave C or D that becomes complex, rarely ever wave A. So preferably we have an A, B, C, and A. Then you have your B, C, arguably maybe C is the complex one, D, E, and Y, and then a move down. Yes, that is a possibility then. Hey, KG back on the Bitcoin chart. Oh yeah, the truncated 5 idea here for KG. He spoke about it yesterday. That's a valid scenario. Truncation is very rare, and the last structure doesn't look like a nice impulse, but I see he has a bit of a diagonal. Let me open this on the chart. Can I zoom in here? So KG is a great counter as well. So he was talking about the potential for a truncated. So a bit of an ending diagonal you can see here. A, B, C, W, X, and Y. Now this would match the probabilities that I have in this range as well. So he looks for a truncation. We have a potential A, B, C, or a 5 ending here. Question. But based on the price action of the range, we're looking for either a continuation of the range or take the high, which would match with what KG is looking for here. So that's interesting. So what else was there? Thanks, KG, by the way. KG is very active in others TA usually. And here we have Pinpon. W must be an ABC, X, and then Y. So I would probably remove the XZ because it is such a rare structure to have a WXYXZ. So I would then stick with the WXY, as usually afterwards you would expect then a correction to end. And only if you get more corrective structures could we either go to an XZ type of scenario, but it remains very rare. But your wave Y, zigzag, yeah. This is, so I spoke about the triangle in the morning video, which is, it is a little bit similar, a little bit different. I struggle with the with this being an impulse, as it looks three wavy, but it can be an I guess it can be. It's just not a nice, you know, structure here, like this, ta ta ta. Maybe it's more like a. If this is a WXY, then you know. Options A, B. Potentially you already have a WXY then in C. D is simple, and then a wave E. So volume. Your B is very shallow though, which is not. Where did B go? Standard. Just missed out on the golden pocket. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. A, B, C, D, E. Yeah. WX triangle in wave Y. A, B, C. C is then the complex one, really. But I don't like this being an impulse. It looks very three wavy to me. Instead of an impulse, this 1, 2, 3. Which is a problem for a triangle. Because it has to be a 5-wave structure for a triangle. But other than that, it is a possibility. It is a scenario one can keep in mind. It's currently not for me the main thing is then of course you expect to move to the downside, continuation of the range. But it's yeah, I mean continuing the range. Yes, I mean it's definitely something to keep in mind. A, B, yeah, A, B, deep enough, yeah, but triangles are rarely ever nice. So your B is quite short in time compared to your A. C is a bit longer again. Then you need a D. Wait, what? A, B, C, D, E. So of course you're not allowed to go above this high or below this low. But I prefer to look into triangles after a D is in. So A, B, C, and then I want to see a D, and only then do I really look into triangles, because usually with triangles there's a lot of WXYs going on. Could you check? Do you not track specifics above? I do track Elliott Waves above 1 day. You can go to my channel and then in the playlist macro and high time frame, Bitcoin macro Elliott Wave videos. Probably have to put cycle in there as well, but these are the, you know, and then the latest update was on Sunday night. So then we got other stuff here. 1.2k videos since the 20th of February last year. Jeez. Oh, you mean above? Oh, with the amount of time? No, above 1 day. Because as a day trader, you know, like the moment it goes above 1 day, I don't track how long it continues, for 2 days or 3 days or 5 days. But usually it doesn't take that long, like 2 days or 3 days, and yeah, pump as soon as you end. I know, right? Magical me WW boo. Perse, what's up? How you doing? Pump today, 53k in 2 hours 30 minutes. It has potential, yes, absolutely. Do you open positions every day? No, I have between 10 and 20 setups a month on Bitcoin alone. But if you then look at, for example, in the group in Diamond, people trade my strategy as well as developing their own. But Jarvis is trading my strat as well, and he trades on Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, and he has many more setups, like easily on a daily basis. Do I get some verification when I join the gold membership? I am the verification. Gotta keep up with the emails. Sweetie, didn't I add you already in gold? If you are in Discord and you can see the gold channels, then you're good. What Sweet Hero, what is your man? I'm a little behind on my email, so that might be a little bit of an issue. That was actually the goal as well today, to do my emails. So it would be great to actually get that going. What's your Discord? Because then I can give you the right role as well. 238, I think. Pleasure, Khalid. Pleasure. So, will our patience pay off by price finally actually moving now? Would be nice. And then after the move, I can go for lunch, please. So yeah, when just to answer shortly, when new members join, send me an email and I get you sorted. But usually very quickly, I immediately put people in the right roles in Discord, and the Telegram links come by mail. And then the moment you can see gold in the verification is when I then reply by mail. But usually, most people see the gold channels in Discord quickly. Still live, yeah. We might actually. Whoa. We look for something happening. Not officially on it. I have an Instagram page. Usually when I travel, I tend to upload stuff in my stories. I'm not too active on Instagram just yet. But I do have an Instagram page, which is linked in the description. So whenever you go to any social platform, don't look for Koen's Trading. Use the links on my YouTube, because I've also heard that in Telegram there's a scam group, and what do? Just people go through the real source, which is myself, and click on the links that I have in socials. So if I didn't put a link in the socials about a social platform, don't look for it, because you might see scammer stuff. Did you check DXY? CPR coming out in 1 hour from now. Dollar looks bullish. That would be something. That's the thing about trading. People don't need to talk about it. It takes a lot of time, yes. And also when you are not trading, you're also stay updated. Well, yes, absolutely. First of all, it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. And patience is translated in discipline. But with the strategy that I have, I can work with alarms. So I can do a lot of other stuff. And when alarms go off, I know if there's, over 4 hours that I need to wait, or 15 minutes. So there's no Insta link in the description. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, did you guys, Boteva, you also send me an email? I better get to my emails this afternoon and get you all sorted. I'll make sure to get everyone in priority. Huh. No Instagram link in the description. Oh, then I must have forgotten about that. I only put it in my end screen. Boteva and Sweet Hero Mining, what are your Discord tags? What's your name in Discord? No.
I'm a little bit on a breath because of the gym right now. I wanted to stream in the chatting group in Diamond. I wanted to.
Gotta go. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks, Mark. Enjoy your day, man. Just looking for price. Let's see. It's now 1:30. I might end it and go live again if price moves later, and then make sure to do some emails and other stuff instead, because I do have of course more things going on. Yo, good morning, Mateus. How you doing, man? Welcome. What's up? Thanks later in the past. Yeah, I think, look, if we can have a very short break, like, and then see if price moves, we can go live again. But, you sent all details by email, yeah. Gotta get to it, absolutely. I also think that's what I'm gonna do. I put an alarm above price, so if we get some bigger moves, I'll make sure to go live and we can talk about the moves. I also have an alarm below here to see if price does go down, what happens over here. And then what I'll do is have some lunch, do the emails and stuff, and yeah, if price pumps, then we can also always go live and check the price action together again and see what it means. So we pretty much already spoke about, you know, the different things for the hours that we were live here. So good morning, product of me, welcome. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Sounds like a good plan to me. So I'm gonna have some lunch. If price is gonna move above the high, then I will go live again. If it moves below the lows, I'll go live again. But the probabilities for the scenarios I mentioned earlier in the live stream at the beginning, nothing has changed. So yeah, it was nice chatting with you. And I'll do some other stuff. Lunch, answer the emails. So also for the people here, the members, I'll answer your emails as well. If price goes pumping, we go live again. And we'll see what price does. Or dumping. So short, what do you think about the strategy mixing the analysis of price chart with grid bots from whom don't want to do manual trading? Any strategy can work as long as you have a very clear. Don't do this to me now. As long as you have a very clear plan, any strategy can work. As long as you have entry requirements, entry rules, you can make anything work. So sounds like a plan. Yeah, sounds like you find something unique as well. So you can combine it, track some stats about it, and see if it works. Yes. Mate, I can already see it happening. Stop the stream, and then it goes. You know what I mean? What's the retracement now? I think that next time I actually wait for the actual breakout to go live as well, so that we're actually sure we're catching some new info, because now price moved up here, but it retraced and then goes back up again. Probably should have waited for something solid to happen. So that we have some more interesting stuff, because for now basically the live stream was in this piece of price action. So of course it's a lot of chatting, a little bit less price action talk. So yeah, let's see if my alarm goes off, then I'll just start up. I'll boot up the stream again. So it's already up 1%. I know. Oh my, it's crazy. You know what I mean? So yeah. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Gotta make a decision here. So I will be back later. If price goes pumping or dumping, I'll be live, and I will chat then. Hopefully, maybe today we actually have a breakout, and then we can go chatting. But I need to eat something and then reply to some emails. If price goes pumping in 15 minutes, I'll be back in freaking 15 minutes with a sandwich in my mouth. But you know what I mean. So better now than later. So thanks for being here. I appreciate you spending some time. And if price moves, you know where to go. And I'll pump up the stream, and then we'll see what happens. Talk a little bit about what it means, and then go off later again. So let's see what price does. Thanks for being here, and I'm gonna catch you at the next one.